So this is the story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. It all started 6 months ago when I escaped the lab. I no longer had my Coke product fill, and as a consequence I realized jazz was never my passion. It only seemed like my passion because they were giving me copious amounts of Coke. So then I went out and I searched for Coke for the next 2 months. The next 2 months I was looking for Coke. Anywhere I could find it, just anywhere. I was scampering around little sewers, just my little tiny little paws, just scampering around the sewers, trying to sniff out any Coke, just anywhere. I went to all the places. I went to all the right places. White Castle, McDonald's, the backside of a Walmart. I went to all the places where you could find Coke. Just Alabama. I went to all of it. Florida. I couldn't find any. How do you not find Coke in Florida? How? Anyways, after I castrated myself, I've been 4 months sober. It was really a shame when I castrated myself. You see, to replace my addiction to Coke, I went for, it's not my proudest moments, but I went to sewer little rats, and I stuck my little lab rat thingy into the lab rat. I got addicted to Minnie's vagine, if you know what I mean. I was just all up in there. My whiskers, if you remember, were pink, as was my little nose. I was so addicted that even when Minnie was on her period, I was all up in there like Coke. I went to Minnie's vagine, and that's when I realized I had a problem. Not necessarily there, but when I cut off my little rat penis during an existential crisis. I'm sorry, I can't. Cutting off my penis was really the worst move I've ever made in my life. It's just I had an existential crisis where I went. I only lived for 7 days. I was born 6 days, 12 hours ago. I have 12 hours left in my life. 12 hours left in my life. And not only do I not have babies, I didn't want babies, hence why I cut it off, because I said, be gone! Existential crisis. Because my existential crisis was over me not having children, and I said, you know something, I'm going to remove the element of choice, and I'm just going to rid myself of possibility, because it's the possibility that is, it's cursing me. The possibility is cursing me, so I removed the possibility when I cut it off. But I realized, oh my god, I cut it off. I walk around like John Wayne Bobbitt before the reattachment with that little like Vienna sausage looking, with that little like just scrotum, just straight up scrotum, walking around. People are like, how do you just walk around like that? And I'm like, I might have been 4 months sober from Coke, but I'm not sober from. God, what's the percentage on this? Distilled from grain, product of Iceland. 40% alcohol. My body is alcohol. That's why I've come to you. Look at this, 40% alcohol. How much is this? 21% alcohol. I need you to do me a favor. First of all, I need you to make sure that you bury me with my bottles. Don't you even dare to take a sip out of my bottles. Those are my bottles, okay? I want to be buried with my bottles, okay? I've come to you as a friend. I told you about my hopes and dreams, and now we've come here to mourn them. And mourn me, as I tell you my last will and testament. Now, my dreams were never realized, and I'm never going to realize them. They weren't even my dreams. They were the dreams of a drug addict mouse trapped inside a lab. And now I am just a street rat. I resonate with Aladdin, but it's not as colorful or pretty. It's actually quite dark and depressing, the reality of being absolutely dejected by society, because society in itself is a manufactured system which others who have either fallen on hard times or has recognized the fabric, the thin veil which covers this made-up world that people have created for themselves. And so both the rejects and the people who've seen through it both turn to mind-altering substances to relieve their realities, which in turn is quite sad. But then that in itself has been criminalized, because the society just doesn't want you to continue to recognize how you're right, and instead only legalizes the drugs that will numb you, like alcohol, or trap you, like cigarettes and alcohol. Nonetheless, enough of my mice ramblings. What I want you to do is, I want you to carve open my body and suck out my blood as you suck it. I want you to taste of my passion, because I don't even know what my passion was, and I want you to really just suck into my rat body. Just dig all up in there, just suck every single droplet out of me. Just scrape your little finger in between my little flesh, playing with my little organs. Just clean that up real quick and just taste what my passions were. What were my dreams? My wants? Did I ever love? No, I never loved. In the 6 days, 12 hours I've been alive, I've never loved, and I've never craved, I've never lived. I just lived inside a box that I escaped in order to pursue a dream that wasn't even mine. I dreamed a dream of time gone by, where mice could fly and jazz was with it. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are mouse that cannot take it. It's really so sad. I am Fontaine, and that's fine. I want you to eat my mouse body and lick my flesh. Jesus Christ me real quick. Drink of my blood and eat my flesh, please. Listen, here's my little mouse body. Okay, here's my little mouse body. You're my disciple. I want you to just... Okay, and I want you to just slurp up my little intestines like noodles. They're tiny like noodles, just like little noodles. Just... Okay, I want you to just eat my lungs like little beans. Just... delicious. Cut off my tail, eat that up like a little... Don't cook me though, I want you to be raw. I want this to be a raw connection, okay? I want it to be raw, like I did with Minnie. Raw, okay? Just raw. Cut off my tail, eat that like noodles. My little fur, turn it out. iPhone case. Perfect symbol for materialism. The materialism I've been surrounded by, that is the perfect symbol, is that my body is only as valuable as the material wealth that I give someone else. So use my skin as your iPhone case. Use it. Every time you feel my fur, feel the melancholy which has dripped off each strand. My little eyeballs, eat them like quinoa beans. My little heart, just crush that. Your fingers are life, and life has crushed my heart. There is no redemption for me. There never was. I must face my maker. Dr. Doofenshmirtz